listening to Big World Network.
The Pirate Princess, Episode 1, written and read by Ton Krakowski. Princess Penelope Puffinstuff, known simply as Penny to everyone who knew her, was the most unhappy princess there had ever been. She was not unhappy because no one loved her. In fact, not only was she adored by her parents, the king and queen, and all of her 8 brothers and sisters, but no one in the entire kingdom of Puftania had ever had anything unkind to say about her. She was not spoiled, and even though she had many things, she truly did not need or even want most of the things she did have. She made it a point to always have food or coins or simply a kind word to give to the children she met on the streets of her kingdom. She was not bored, as the duties of a princess of Puftania were enough to keep her busy. Somehow, the luster of being a princess had simply worn away until it became a chore for Penny to even choose from among all of her beautiful gowns in order to get dressed each morning. "It's the same thing day after day," Penny sighed. "How I wish for something different." One day, Penny joined her family for breakfast in the royal dining room and found something strange waiting on the golden plate at her place at the table. It was a rolled-up piece of old, crumpled yellow paper, kept closed with a red ribbon tied in a bow. She was very curious about the scroll. She knew that's what the old paper was called because she had read about one in a book, and looked at each of her brothers and sisters who were sitting around the table and wondered who had placed it there. Not one would meet her eyes. They all looked down at their own empty golden plates and did not say a word. Penny cleared her throat as a polite way of getting their attention. Princesses are always polite. Still, they would not look at her. They almost looked frightened, Penny thought, or sad. She opened her mouth to say, "Excuse me," but was interrupted by the king and queen walking into the room. As they entered, all of the princes and princesses stood until the king and queen were sitting at their places at the head of the table. When everyone was once again seated at the table, Queen Shirley looked at her and said, "Penny, you may now open the scroll. Please be careful, though, because it is very old and fragile." Taking care not to harm the crumbly paper, Penny very gently untied the ribbon and unrolled the scroll. When it was open, she saw that it was a map with a poem written at the top. She read the words of the poem out loud for her family to hear. "In days long forgotten on a distant shore, a treasure awaits from the ones here before. A Puffinstuff daughter, the 9th of 9, will be called forth to discover the Puffinstuff shrine. This map leads the way to a place lost and secret, and only one brave, kind, and smart girl will reach it. But be warned, the journey must be completed by the day the girl's 12th birthday is greeted, else with the coming of the year's first early frost, the entire Puffinstuff line will be lost." Penny's eyes were wide with fear and wonder as she looked up from the map at her parents. "What does this mean?" she asked. "Penny, this map has been handed down from mother to daughter in this family for 9 generations. Because it was meant to be read only by the 9th child, a girl, born in the 9th generation, in all that time no one has opened it until now. I did not know what the message said, but I did know that from the day you were born, you had a destiny that would take you away from us for a time. Now that we know what you must do, we need to decide how best to help you on your journey so that you can return to us safe and sound. And we must do it quickly. Your birthday is a little less than 9 months away." Penny sat quietly, too stunned to speak, as her family talked about her journey. She now understood why her brothers and sisters had looked so sad and would not meet her eyes. They did not want her to leave. She did not want to leave either. She was just a little girl. She had never even been outside the kingdom before. "Penny," asked her father, "you are very quiet. What are you thinking?" Penny's eyes filled with tears. "I don't want to go, father, but I think it would be worse if I did not go. So I will be brave and go find this secret treasure, alone. I am the one who is supposed to find it and bring it back, and no one else must find out what I am doing. If they do, they will try to find the treasure first, and I will be in much more danger." Penny's oldest brother, Prince Joseph, said, "Then we must think of a reason for Penny to be going on a trip. The kingdom across the sea has a prince who is about the same age as Penny. Maybe we could tell everyone that she is going to meet him to see if he would be a good husband when she is older." Penny wrinkled her nose. That idea wouldn't do at all. "No," she said, "I would never make such a trip on my own. I know," she smiled, suddenly excited. "We will tell everyone that I have been sent to a school in the kingdom across the sea. Once I am aboard the ship and under way, we shall be set upon by pirates. The pirates will really be sailors from the Royal Navy sent to take me aboard for a secret mission. That way, the only people who know of the real reason for my absence will be my family. The sailors on the first ship will think I've been kidnapped by pirates and will rush home to tell you the news. You will tell the kingdom that the pirates have promised to return me unharmed by my birthday if you pay them in jewels and no one comes looking for me. In the meantime, the pretend pirate crew will only know that they must follow my orders without question. They and the ship will be mine to find and bring back the treasure. And if we continue to pretend to be pirates, no other ships will bother us while we search." Feeling a little unsure of herself, she looked at her family to see what they thought of her plan. The pride and love she saw in their eyes made her feel as if there were really a chance she could do it. "Well then, it's settled," said her father with a broad smile. "Let's get to work on our pirate princess's plan." Suddenly, Penny was no longer unhappy at all.
You're listening to Big World Network.